Welcome back to episode 11. Welcome once again to the Y'all Don't Even Know Show. So this week, we are going in a different direction. We're going to be discussing the Great Pyramid of Giza. It's the oldest member of the Seven Wonders of the Ancient World. This amazing feat of mankind draws many people from around the world in wonder and awe. Mystery shrouds the glory of this pyramid, and tonight we hope to shed some light, give our insights into how amazing this stone monument is. Mark, I'd like to turn to you first to get us started on this.
Sounds good. Lately, as some of you have probably seen, they discovered some shafts or anomalies under the pyramid, supposedly, that have, I guess they have the whole community, everybody's talking about it. And if they are actually there, obviously it's going to completely upend everything that Egyptian people have claimed as the pyramid. And there's a bunch of theories as to what it all is, but I'm sure you guys have looked into it.
Are those the coils that are under the pyramids, they're saying?
Yeah, the coils or the steps or whatever they're...
Yeah.
Apparently they want to say it's an underground city from what I've seen, but no matter if it's coils or an underground city, it's pretty crazy. Anybody else have anything to add to that? Any theories from research?
I just think it's funny that they're already trying to deny it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They're going to push it away like it's nothing.
I heard a theory that it's part of the power mantling system, like the electricity mantling system they had created back then, and it was connected to all the other pyramids.
That's actually a good theory. Is that water powered or...
It basically just earth natural energy power.
The one person I listened to this past week said it looked like a Tesla coil with the way it was set up.
kind of that idea.
Which is very interesting because if that is possible to create energy out of the quote-unquote ether, then it would be harnessing the same idea that Tesla was.
Speaking along that lines, I saw something kind of far out that the Eiffel Tower was originally made to absorb electricity from the ether.
I mean, it does look kind of funny.
That was something like the Eiffel, the guy who made it, was working with Tesla trying to figure out the free energy thing.
Why did the government consider Nikola Tesla a threat in his patents? Why'd they take it away from him?
Money.
Just because of money.
Because he would have been saving us a ton of money.
Imagine if you have a free energy thing right out backside your house and you don't have to pay the government to give you money. Or a PPL or whatever.
That's like the guy who figured out that cars can actually run on water or something like that.
See ya.
Yeah, and everything goes back to money.
And then he ended up dead.
See ya.
I think one of the smoking guns with the pyramids is, especially with the Great Pyramid, is that they never even found a body in there.
Yeah, they are claiming it's a burial, whatever you want to call it, a burial area, and there's no indications in it at all that it's for burying.
Did anybody watch the Mr. Beast video where he and a bunch of the guys stayed in there for, I don't know, it was 100 hours or something like that? Anybody see that at all?
No, I heard about it, but I don't like that guy, so I didn't watch it.
It was total propaganda. 100% straight up propaganda.
Unsurprising.
Meaning, they want you to believe, they even had Zahi Hawass on there, and if that guy's involved with this, there's a narrative involved.
I don't know who
Zahi Hawass is. A huge Egyptologist.
The biggest. He's in control of the whole Egyptology narrative.
He's the native Egyptian Egyptologist, right?
Yeah.
You can't really necessarily trust them because they're going to be hiding all of this.
To me,
I've seen.
to me, it all goes back. You can't believe anything that you're told now. You have to do your own research. You can't believe any of it. The same with the moon landing. The same with maybe the Earth being flat.
Let's get into the conspiracy.
We're not there yet. We're on the pyramids.
Well,
Pyramid.
Pyramids are a conspiracy.
Who was that one Egyptologist that was really uncovering stuff underneath the Sphinx? I forget who he was, but he got thrown out of Egypt and told never to come back by that guy because he was uncovering stuff that went against the narrative.
I don't know, but in that Mr. Beast video, sorry to cut you off, Gail, but in that Mr. Beast video, he literally took, I forget what Mr. Beast's name is, but he took him under the pyramid and was like, oh, not under the pyramid, under the Sphinx, and was like, oh, there's nothing here, see, guys?
He looks like a Kevin.
Have you guys heard the theory about the Sphinx? That it's not like originally it wasn't even a pharaoh's head that was on it.
Oh, it was a lion's head.
Yeah, and like with the erosion around it and stuff.
It was pre-flood.
Yeah. So this article I'm reading right now says that city... What?
Go ahead.
What's going on?
That city expands under... It's under the Khafra pyramid. It says it goes over to the entire Giza plateau, which includes Khufu, Khafra, Menkaure. I definitely messed that up, and the Sphinx.
So the city that they found underneath of the Great Pyramid.
Under all of the pyramids and the Sphinx.
Why do you guys think there's a city under there? Like, there's got to be a specific reason to make a city in there.
I don't know if it is a city, but if it is a city, it was probably...
Well, then there's definitely chambers.
There's something under there, yeah.
There's something
chambers
there.
and wells is what I read.
There's also a room under the Sphinx that they confirmed, and nobody's been allowed in just because it is going to be potentially harmful to the Sphinx if they dig.
I think they said ancient records show that there was a library there or something like that.
But why? Why do you need that under a pyramid? If it's a tomb, why?
What if...
Now people, well...
Oh, you're talking non-conspiratorially.
The going theory is that it's to carry the pharaoh into the afterlife. But if it's not actually a tomb...
It's not a tomb. They were energy sources.
The peaks of all the pyramids used to be like a gold triangle or something like that.
They're all energy sources. The way... And it all goes back to frequency. They say when you get into these pyramids, the frequency and how things vibrate is completely different than normal.
Oh yeah, you can hear people. You can be on the top floor and you can hear people all the way in the bottom.
So that...
Like plain as day.
Yeah. So... Yeah, I mean, I'm going... We'll go back to what Tito said about the Sphinx being pre-flood.
I think it all was.
I think all of these were pre-flood, and they talk about all the water erosion and everything on the pyramids. It would make perfect sense. These pyramids could have been bigger, you know.
Yeah, and then the sand came and covered them all over.
Exactly. Because the underground civilization was their actual home, and then all the sand came over and covered everything up.
And then after Babel, then...
And that's what they're finding.
Ancient Egyptians came and found it all.
I think it was all built by giants using frequency.
Yeah, but would they have needed the frequency if they're giants?
It depends on how big a giants you're talking, but that's how they cut the blocks.
Yeah.
With sound.
They cut the blocks with sound.
I mean, think about Jericho. How do you think the walls got knocked over?
There's that.
Yeah, frequency.
I mean, aside from God, but like...
God's help. So...
I mean, if you get enough people...
I was listening...
At one pitch.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Forget the guy's name, but he was on Joe Rogan. I was listening to him. He said He was at the pyramids, and every one of every one of those blocks, you'd think that they were like perfect squares, but they're not. They're all broken apart, and they're oblong, and some are jagged, but they all fit perfectly. So if you're, I don't know, I feel like if you were using frequency, would you be able to split it perfectly down the middle?
I think it goes back to, as
How do you know?
some
I don't know.
people have
How do you
said,
know?
of a lost technology that we are not aware of.
Also, on the interior chambers, there are no flame marks. So, like, they had a source of light that wasn't fire.
Yeah. I don't know that it's lost technology as much as it's lost human ability.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think people were just smarter back then too.
I think
I don't-
they had a lot less polluting their minds and bodies.
They also didn't have a 9-to-5 job.
Right. They
Or a
all
smart-
and
Their
Um,
9-to-5
who
job
knows-
was making the pyramids.
who knows what who knows what plants they had too. Like, it was set on Rogan for them to get high or whatever, reach a different altered state of consciousnness.
Yeah, they had that blue water lily or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. So I
You
mean,
combine it with something else.
maybe not a lost technology, but maybe a lost resources.
Lost knowledge.
Which would be the technology.
I mean, even if you did have the knowledge, technology is completely different, too.
That and all, if all this is pre-flood, maybe after the flood, the ability to do all these things was just restricted.
Maybe after the Tower of Babel.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true, because you could have a lot. If it was pre-flood, you could have a ton of people working on the pyramids at the same time,
Mhm.
working so efficiently.
So we're ruling out that it was the Jews in captivity then who built it.
Oh, it was absolutely not. It was
No,
not them.
normal-sized humans like us did not build those.
They couldn't. There's no way.
I feel like if they did, there would be some sort of account in Genesis about it, or Exodus,
Isn't the
wherever.
Great Pyramid like perfectly symmetrical too? Like all but.
Yeah, not to
It's-
mention all
and-
the statues that are
And
outside
it's also
the
eight-sided.
tombs, too.
Perfectly symmetrical, perfectly lined up with the stars.
And pointing true north.
Yeah.
Did you say it was 8-sided?
Yeah, it's 8-sided. There was a guy that went above it and looked down at the right time, and there was 8 different sides on it.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
The 4 sides split.
That's
Right,
crazy.
The middle of each side is actually indented a bit.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yep.
Which is even crazier.
So it's more of like a 4-sided star look instead of an actual square.
Very, very interesting.
All right, well, let's take a break from the pyramids real quick and let's figure out what is grinding Narv's gears.
All right, so grinding my gears most recently, it's been Jake, but that's not my grinding my gears.
Amen.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Dude's been a menace today.
Absolute terror.
You're welcome.
No, thank
No
you.
one asked for it.
Yes, you did.
No, last.
No one asked for it, you whittle.
You little boy.
That's it. All right.
You're
So
gonna
what-
make me mad.
So what's actually grinding my gears? There's two things. I'm gonna double this up. People that just throw their trash out the window driving down the road, you are scum of the earth.
We don't even litter.
We don't litter.
We literally don't litter.
Yeah, exactly. I was driving up 309 today up to the light at Pumping Station Road, and I just looked to my left there, you know, that hillside by the doctor's office? Covered trash just stuck in the thorns and all that. And it just made me mad. So that's grinding my gears.
You're also a landscaper, and it's part of your job to pick that stuff up, too.
And you know what people would say to you? They'd be like, well, if you care so much, then you go out and pick it up.
No, it's your trash. You go pick it up. How about you just keep it in your car, throw it out at the end of the day, or just leave it in your truck forever, like I do.
Or just go
Role
to a
model
Wawa
citizen.
when you're getting gas.
And throw it all
Throw
there.
it out.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah.
Throw it
There's
out.
why there's trash cans at the pumps. Anyway, what's grinding my gears number 2? On MLB opening day, why are all the games played at exactly one time for the most part? There was like 2 games at like 3 o'clock yesterday, a ton at 4 o'clock, only a couple at 7, 1 or 2 at 9, and then 1 at 10. Spread it out. It's your biggest day of the year. You should have games going from at 12. 12's a good. They start games at 12. You have games going from 12 to 10 all day. You literally start one on every hour of that time.
Also, to go along with that, with an opening day idea, I hate how the Phillies have opening day. They play Thursday, and then they're off Friday, and then they have Saturday, Sunday. Like,
Yeah.
why do you play Thursday, have off Friday, and then those 2 days? I hate that.
Yeah, why don't you just play your 3-game series in a row?
Well, the reason for that is they always get, for these teams that don't have domes, they give them
2 days for
2
opening
days
day.
for opening day in case it rains on opening day.
That's
Because
understandable.
spring.
Which it's completely understandable, but yes, it grinds my gears that the Phillies are off today because I could be doing the podcast and watching the Phillies right now and
Being completely distracted.
100%, but I would still be contributing and you would get to hear me cheer when Bryce Harper hits an absolute tank.
I turned it on yesterday, and Kyle Schwarber just, like, the first thing I watched was Schwarber hit a home run. I was like,
Gonna be a good
go
season.
Phils.
What'd you end up getting it on?
I had to stream through my phone on Hulu. It wasn't coming up on my TV for some reason on Hulu. I
How
don't
did
know
that
why.
figured out?
I had to stream
Because
it
it's
through my
never
phone.
blacked out on Hulu unless it's on like Apple TV or Peacock or something like that.
It just wasn't on my TV, but it was on my phone.
Yeah,
Same
it's-
Hulu account, same everything. It just wasn't on my TV at all.
So strange. Well, anyway, go Phils. We want to know. That's grinding your gears with Narv.
You know, I looked at the box score after the game was over yesterday, and I saw they went into extras. And I was like, "There's no reason they went into extras."
Well, no,
It's the Phillies.
Romano absolutely blew that game up in the 8th inning, and it looked like as soon as he didn't get that strike call to start
It just
the 8th inning, it threw him off. The umpire scorecard came out for that game. He cost the Phillies 2 runs.
He was bad. He was very bad.
2 points. I don't know where the 0.08 comes in, but 2.08 runs he cost the Phillies.
You know, I'm just about ready for the electronic ump or whatever.
They said
I'm getting tired of these horrible calls.
Also, how did they not get the Stott hit by pitch right?
See, that one was I couldn't tell you if he got hit by a pitch or not. Live, yeah, I wanted it to be a hit by pitch because I want that run. But looking at it, it was I would call it inconclusive.
it's so close you can't say either way.
Going back to that umpire, when I was listening on the game on my way up to Jake's, and Fransky and what's his Stocker. They were talking about it and Fransky was like, "This is why ABS. These kind of umpires right here is why ABS."
ABS is automatic balls and strikes.
All right, fellas, let's head back into the pyramid
Thanks for
talk.
the definition.
Well, you know, there's some people on here who don't listen to baseball or watch baseball and stuff. So.
Yeah, that was very good of you.
all right,
Anyway,
back
Jake.
to the pyramid. Back
Yeah,
to the
what
pyramid.
about it?
What's our next part of this pyramid topic?
Ooh, I have a question.
Go for it.
Unless Jake, you
No.
want to go somewhere? Did you have somewhere to go?
No.
All right.
To the beach.
Let's go to the beach.
What's your question?
I don't know. All right. So, we said these pyramids are pre-flood. And I listened to Graham Hancock and that other dude,
Randall Carlson.
Randall Carlson. And they dated about 11,000 years from now. 11,000 years in the past. And they did that based off of geology and the study of the dirt. So say that's correct. The Earth isn't 6,000 years old then. So
your question is, how old is the Earth actually?
how old is the Earth then, based off that?
Do we believe in the first question is, do we believe in the radiocarbon dating though?
Buddy, there ain't no way radiocarbon dating's real.
Well, we know it's not millions of years old.
The person who invented it or came up with the process of it, he admitted that it wasn't accurate past like 20 years or something like that.
So
So like their whole billions and billions of years thing based on the radiocarbon dating is a complete hoax. They literally just made up this proof to fit their ideology. It's not they didn't come up with this because that's facts. They came up with it because they came up with it to fit their narrative.
So the going number for, I guess, let's say Christians, is the Earth is dated at around 6,000 years, right?
It's around 6,000 to 7,000 years old.
So with that info, or etc., how did we come to it being 6,000 years old? Like, how did we get those numbers? Okay, and what makes us think that it could be older than that?
Personally speaking, the time specified between creation and the flood is it's not there.
I think the 6,000 years came from them going back into the genealogies in the Bible and then adding them all up. And I think that's what they came up with.
Right, but there's still time unaccounted for in the Bible.
Right, there's a ton of time unaccounted for. But
And that would explain all those years before the flood to build the pyramids.
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree with that.
I would say that if you went strictly by genealogies and nothing else, 6,000 years is an accurate number. But like you guys were saying, there is spots where there is unaccounted time. So
You don't know how long it was
you don't know how long Adam and Eve were in the
flood.
garden from creation till the fall. You don't know that number.
There's a lot of info and there's no timeline.
I wouldn't be opposed to seeing a Earth that's like 6 to 15-ish thousand years old.
Are we sure that 1 year for them was the same as 1 year for us?
Yes, because I think it being Earth, yes, I think so.
Yeah, the way the stars and the moon and all that's traveled, it still would be the same.
And they were really smart back then too, so they knew all that stuff.
I'm not doubting that. I was just getting opinions.
My other question kind of is, if it was to be like 11,000 years old, are there certain parts of the Bible that they've taken out that we don't know about?
Well, the one we do know about is the Book of Enoch that they took out, and there are other ones that were removed. So I would say yes, there are certain parts of what would be considered the Bible that have been removed. But in my mind, I would say that God wouldn't have let them take it out if it was vitally important to us.
I agree. And
so I'm not saying that we're missing part of the Bible. I'm saying we're missing part of historical documents.
That's what I was thinking. Everything you need to come to salvation is in the Bible.
Everything you need to live a godly Christian life is in the Bible.
And God wouldn't take that out of the Bible. But I think there's parts of history that were in the Bible at one point that they took out that they don't want us to know.
Correct.
What, going back to the pyramids, what was the importance of them being aligned with the stars?
I know this. Let me think about that.
The importance of the pyramid being aligned with the stars?
Yeah, because they're all aligned with the stars.
They're perfectly in line with. Which ones are they? I forget which ones.
The Dipper.
Pleiades?
The Big Dipper.
Orion's belt?
Is it the belt?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Hang on, I'm gonna figure it out.
Anyway,
Isn't
Mark.
the North Star somehow associated?
It
with
has to be the
So
North
it's
Star.
one of the Dippers, right?
I think the idea was at a certain time of year there was something geologically that when they were aligned with that, there was something geologically that happened that something had the most power or it was in the best time of year for it. I think they also said by being in the pyramids too, they vibrated at such a frequency that there was some sort of healing properties or something like that. Maybe it was at that time of year it was the highest. I'm not 100% sure.
Orion.
The belt, yeah. That's why I thought. I just didn't remember, and I didn't want to spread false information.
They were built to align with the 3 bright stars of his belt. The theory suggests that the placement of the pyramids was intended to reflect the earthly manifestation of Osiris, with the Nile River mirroring the Milky Way. Osiris was one of their big-time gods in Egypt.
Did you ever hear the story with Osiris in the tomb and all that?
No, but I bet we're about to.
So, I believe it was, I forget what year. It might have been early 2000s. Either way, it was while Hillary Clinton was still in the whatever position she was in. But she had emails where they were actually trying to get the body of Osiris from Egypt. And, well, they found the body. They found the tomb. And it was under a whole bunch of water in the middle, like in the middle down there of the desert. They had to dig down and find it. And there were like 4 pyramids all around. And I think they actually called it like the resurrection chamber or something like that. Or that's how it was labeled or something like that. That's not, I mean, that's been a while since I read that story, but she was involved with that on her email, the leaks.
Wasn't he the one where when they found him, a whole bunch of technology suddenly like boomed out? There was like some conspiracy about that.
There was something, I don't remember 100%. But yeah, there was something with that.
Leave it to Hillary and the emails.
How much, like, the Egyptians were really into different gods, right?
Yeah, they had a lot of different gods.
That's why I was wondering if the pyramids aligning with the stars was like part of their whole god thing.
Well, if we're saying that the Egyptians didn't even build the pyramids, they just found them, the pyramids lining up with Orion's belt could mean something completely different. And then the Egyptians just adopted that.
And then they found a worn down sphinx head of a lion and made it into a pharaoh head.
Wouldn't it make sense, though, if the giants, what was it, the Nephilim?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it make sense, though, if they built the pyramids that they are aligned with the stars then?
Yeah.
Do you guys know that Osiris and Nimrod were supposedly the same person?
I don't even know who those two people are.
Nimrod was like a great
Nimrod was like the
giant.
first hunter, great hunter.
Yeah, and he was supposedly a giant as well. But he was like a very evil person, if I remember.
Supposedly, that's what they say.
Why is Osiris such a...
Who is Osiris? Did I just miss something?
Osiris is an Egyptian god.
The god of fertility and I think war.
That name Osiris, though, there's something more to that. I feel like I've heard it a lot.
So what's the big deal if they're the same person?
Well, because Nimrod's a biblical figure.
Because if Nimrod and Osiris are the same person, that means Nimrod found the Egyptians. And if he was a giant, he helped them build the pyramids.
And they claim that Nimrod had something to do with the Tower of Babel.
And if it's reaching to the sky and he's a giant building something like the pyramids.
Was
Yeah, but
his
the tower,
second
Tower was destroyed,
try at
right?
The tower. No, it was just left off. They just
have we
stopped
found
building.
Has it ever been found?
Yes, no.
Unconclusive.
It may have been.
But the Tower of Babel was after the flood, so there would have been no giants to help then with the building of the Tower of Babel. So that was just humankind.
Well, there were giants after.
Yeah, but giants big enough to carry multi-ton pound rock.
It's true, we don't know because maybe Goliath was just a little guy.
Have you seen?
He's only 10 foot tall.
Just
Get the little guy.
I mean, comparatively, yeah, he may have been.
Have you guys ever seen like the pictures of mountains that there's a mountain and it actually looks like a giant human that like kneeled over.
Yeah.
You're not talking about Old Man of the Mountain, right? In New Hampshire.
No,
Okay.
but I don't know.
Tell me more.
The theory is that these giants, like in this case, this giant, when the flood was coming, he just kind of kneeled over and ended up dying, and then he just
It was buried by the sediment. That
it turned into a mountain.
It would be crazy.
And like
Let's do
there's
some research.
And you're saying that more mountains could be that way because there was a lot of giants at the time.
yeah. And like there's other stuff. There's like this was a while ago when I watched this, but there were these giant trees that were somewhere in the Bible. It says God sent angels down from heaven to like destroy the trees or something like that. This is early, and never mind. I'm gonna stop on that because I don't know. It was too long ago that I watched that.
All right, let's take another break from the pyramids and let's do Y'all Don't Even Know.
All right, guys. Today, it's me. All right, here we go. I bet y'all don't even know that the nose uses... Let me restart that. I bet y'all don't even know that your nose alternates which nostril is the primary one using its breathing in and smelling.
I didn't know that, but I kind of gathered it based off one side of my nose constantly being stuffed and the other one not, and it will switch randomly.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I didn't know, but I kind of figured.
Do you want a different one? You want another one?
No, it's
I
fine.
can give you another one.
This is for the people.
Yeah.
Do you want another one?
As you can see,
Throw us, throw us,
Yeah, come on,
throw us
give me
another.
another.
Come on,
Come on, bud.
come on now.
Wow, I got ducked.
You did. Usually it's me.
Do you know why the W is called a W and not a double V?
because handwriting was more neat back in the day.
And it was, yeah. And it wasn't angles.
The reason W is called a W is because W as a letter did not exist when they came up with the sound it made. So in order to create that sound, they made a U and then a U. So it was two U's to make the W sound. And then they just called it a W and then created the letter from it.
So they used to put U and U together and it was a what?
That's some good legwork right there. I like that.
That makes
Good
sense
job.
too,
I
because
like that.
"wa" would be a W.
Yeah,
Where did you find this?
that's good.
I was just laying down to take a nap this afternoon, and
Wow,
I was
you
like,
lucky little boy.
I was like,
For real.
I took a nap too.
I
why?
did too.
I was like, do I know why a W is called a W and not a double V? So
This
I did some
is-
quick research, and I was
Dude.
like,
This is the amazing
There you
mind
go.
of Tito.
That is very obscure.
When you're lying in bed and random thoughts come
This is
together.
something you only hear on the Y'all Don't Even Know show.
Specifically from Tito.
That's
That's good work.
yeah.
That is some
that's
good work.
Impressive.
I need to shake his hand.
Deserves applause.
The English would do something like that, though. That's the thing.
Stupid
It's always
They would just be like, "Wah."
Oi. Oh, that's the French.
I was saying,
Tuesday.
it would have been better if it was the French. She'd be like, wee wee.
Yeah, there is O-I. Wih. Wih.
Oh, wee.
On Tuesday.
Or O-I.
Yes.
I'm a stupid Frenchman. Wee.
We can't go a podcast without him doing
Insulting
insulting something.
I hate the French. I hate the Canadians.
There, you got ducked, bro.
No, everything I'm saying is accurate.
You're
Step
very
back from the mic, little bro.
Do not, little bro, me. I will come across this table faster than you've ever
You
seen.
won't.
anyone
Little bro,
move.
little bro, little bro.
He's after the true fly cake.
You better put that away before he eats it.
All right.
Sorry
Alright.
for that. I just crashed out.
That's fine. Good stuff.
That
Theo.
was the
Good stuff.
most calm crash out I've ever seen.
He's
in my
like,
life.
it's too much work.
It's not worth it.
I don't want to break Mark's table going across it. It's a very nice table.
All right, let's head back to some pyramid talk.
Pyramids.
So as you know, pyramids are three sides.
Shut up.
I thought you said there were 8.
Jumping.
This is not math class.
So
Geometry.
each
It's all
block
math.
apparently weighed 2.5 tons,
Some more.
and they said they transported them by boat on the Nile.
Some of them.
So imagine,
Or sleds on wet sand.
yes, but I'm saying, like, what kind of boats did they have to move all that?
Have you guys heard that they tried to remake the pyramids in modern time? Or make
Yes, I have heard they tried to replicate their cutting techniques and
And they
just
could
did
not.
not work.
and they couldn't even lift none of our equipment can lift the size stones that they had.
They're
That, and we tried to like drill into them. Like there's drill marks on some of those stones in the pyramid, and we tried to replicate the drill. Our tools in 1980 were so far behind the tools that they used back then, and those were with like diamond tips.
like the best of the best.
Yeah. So
Then I'm telling you,
What are we missing?
There is no way that it couldn't have been giants that
It-
made that.
it
There's
has
just
to
no
be.
way. There's no other way.
You can't make a perfectly symmetrical 8-sided pyramid with just manpower.
It's
Especially
mind blowing.
That tall.
It's literally mind blowing.
well, that and the giants were angels that came down.
Which is why some hieroglyphics talk about humans coming from the sky, or a being coming from the sky.
Yes, the angels came down.
Which also might be why they worship like the sun or stuff like that, because
Yeah, but if
that's
it
where
wasn't
they thought
the
they
Egyptian,
came from.
Oh, okay, that's true. Yeah.
I'm going to explain where the giants came from for people that
No, I'm
don't know.
Oh, okay.
Giants came down from the angels came down from heaven, slept with the daughters of man. Giant was born.
Fallen angels, you have to.
Fallen, yes,
point
fallen
that out.
angels. And I think at the same time, the angels also gave the people that were on earth at the time a wealth of knowledge that we don't know. And the giant, I mean, the angels are heavenly beings, so I feel like that DNA being put into a human automatically makes you extremely smart.
And powerful. In every
Which is
facet.
why I say it was aligned with the stars.
Yeah, so that's why, like, they could do all this crazy stuff.
That's why I'm saying it was knowledge that's lost, not anything else.
Yeah.
I mean, everything else is lost because the knowledge was lost, but ultimately it goes back to knowledge.
And everybody keeps chasing down this knowledge, and you're never going to get it back. Not until you go to heaven, anyway. I feel like that's the answer.
It has to be. Because as men, there's just guys like us could not do it.
And they say the humans have gotten bigger. Like the people back then were smaller and we're getting bigger as we go. And if we can't do that now, there's no way they could do it back then.
The problem is there's not a whole lot of pre-flood history.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
There's a very long period of time, I believe, in between the fall and the flood, and that we have no idea about, and we never will. On this earth. Maybe some of the Egyptians and people have a little bit of knowledge they've gained from stuff that they aren't releasing, or like the Egyptologists.
Well, I think that's why, and even the Vatican too.
And if they released it, it would give us too much power or like knowledge
Another episode.
that they don't want us to know for whatever reason.
Say don't get me started.
So if you would go and look, like, what do you say to people who want to say that the traditional biblical Christian view is that the humans were very, very large, they were very, very smart because the world was perfect, and like, do you think we would be able to, as humans, make all that if that was the case? If we completely took out the whole Nephilim idea and looked at it from the church's view today and took out the esoteric.
I think if you go back to us being perfect individuals without the fall, we could do anything we wanted.
Yeah, I don't think humans in a fallen state can, even back when they were more,
When the earth was more pure.
right, when everything was more pure and we weren't.
They're still, like, say they're even just our size, they're not moving 5-ton
Yeah, you're
bricks.
not. But if you're perfect, then
Well, and they
you
say
can do anything.
because of the
They
Answers in Genesis and Kent Hovind, that there was a big barrier around the earth and that kept everything in. It was like a greenhouse and everything grew big. I mean, that even goes back to about the dinosaurs and stuff too, like that.
And
Dinosaurs are just big animals.
that would be why it didn't rain.
It's a great explanation for why it didn't rain and why people were generally bigger. But you have to add in the angels to get this knowledge.
And the fact that when the Israelites went into the promised land and they saw the giants and they said that they were like grasshoppers, it's like those, even if they were exaggerating, like those aren't small people.
No. Not at all.
And I only ask that because I want to look at it from as many sides as possible, because I know there's people who are going to listen, they're going to be like, oh, that's esoteric. That Book of Enoch stuff, that's ridiculous. The Bible doesn't say any of that. But I just want to kind of try and look at it from a different perspective as well.
It's like I said, you have to look at everything with you can't take anything at face value anymore. You have to do your own legwork and figure it out for yourself.
Why?
Are you gay?
Why are you gay?
Yes. Why
No.
after the flood, why are there still giants? How?
I think it was still...
The angels still came
There
down.
was still some
Fallen
leftover
angels.
DNA through one of Noah's daughter-in-laws.
And I've heard that theory.
I mean,
But
I think that's the best theory.
It
would only make sense.
It is the best theory because
Noah
they
was
said,
a giant.
They said during the flood, everything that was not in that ark was wiped
That is
off
also
the
a
earth.
good point, is that Noah was probably a giant of sorts too. So like maybe people still had a little bit of...
Do you think he would have had to have been to build the ark?
Yeah.
Like, it only would make sense.
I mean, it took them 140 years to build it.
120.
120 years? That's a large undertaking, but that's a lot of time to be able to do.
Did they
that.
estimate how
I'm
long?
not saying he wasn't a giant, but I'm saying he probably was larger than normal.
Okay, to go along with that, have they estimated how long it took to make the pyramid?
I don't know.
200 something years, I feel like it's in that range.
No. It was some insane short time span.
Oh, they say it's like 60 or 40 years because they needed a tomb for the pharaohs, which doesn't make sense. They couldn't make that in 40 years.
If it's a giant, yes, they could.
I'm saying like human beings.
See, I'm thinking, what if before the flood, the physics of the Earth were like different? Like, what if there was different quantities for like, gravity? What if it wasn't as oppressive gravity-wise?
Not as much pressure.
What
on
if there was
everything.
less friction and stuff like that?
What if somehow water not amassing the face of the earth as much caused it to not have so much gravity?
That's a thought.
See, it's the Earth was a completely different thing.
Is it the Pangea theory or whatever? Do we agree with that?
Pangea existed.
Because I agree.
What is
For
it?
the most
What is it?
part,
The Earth was one. Like
Yeah.
all land
All
mass
the
was
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All the
I-
continents
absolutely.
ran together, and then the flood happened, and it
Absolutely.
broken
Well,
apart.
also there was less surface water too. So like, it was a lot of land.
Because they say Appalachia continues up in the Scandinavian region.
And imagine if people didn't sin, and God intended for us to be on the earth for infinity, eternity. The amount of space we would need would be the entire earth.
the amount of space we would need. Plus, if everything is connected, how much easier it would be to get to places.
And fellowship with everyone.
Yeah, and the Bible wants you to fellowship with people.
That's what the other planets were for. Expansion. That's actually a joke.
No, the other planets are there just to show God's handiwork, I think.
I laugh. This is a little off topic, but I laugh at the people that think you're going to be able to live on Mars. Not to get us off topic, I just going off the expansion idea.
No one knows exactly what God had planned for humans. He could have wanted us to explore the entire universe.
Because we were perfect, he can do anything. I don't think he would make all those things for just nothing. Just for us to be like, oh wow.
Well,
I think he would
I think
show
yes.
us how small
Yeah, but
we
that
are.
would bring ultimately it would bring glory to him.
it would bring glory to him.
which is still what happens, but
And think
He
about
would make it all for like a reason.
Think about it. If we don't fall, we probably don't have as much of the pollution going on today, and you could probably see so much more of what's actually up there.
It's true. Which might have been why it was easier for them to build the pyramids in the line of stars.
That's possible. That's very
Because they could
possible.
see it a lot better.
all right, let's hit one more break and we'll do the top 3 with Kale.
Alright, top 3. So
Cut it in
I-
fast, boy.
okay. I was thinking about different kinds of energy drinks. And crunching.
I hate you.
I've been thinking about a lot about crunching, apparently. I'm thinking about energy drinks. And I was going to do, like, flavors, but I just decided to go with just, like, different brands. So, my third, I'm going to go with Ghost Energy. I really like... There's a lot of caffeine in one Ghost Energy can.
Are those
more
the
than
yellow
usual.
ones? That have
A lot
partnered with
different.
Starburst?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Was it Starburst? Sour Patch Kids.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
had one Yeah, Wednesday, and I was running around work. That's
He couldn't
how
stop.
much caffeinated I was, which is really good if you really, 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 really need a kick. So that's what I have for that. Number 2, I'd say Red Bull. I like Red Bull's flavors. They have a lot of good different flavors.
Can I ask one more question about the Ghost?
Yeah, sure.
Is that the one that has the pre-workout in it?
No, that's C4.
C4. Okay. They look similar.
Speaking of
I
C4,
apologize.
if you drink a C4, it will literally feel like your skin is crawling.
I'll have one tomorrow.
I do love C4.
Go ahead, Kale.
No, I was saying with Red Bull, I just like how they have all those different like flavors, and they come out with new flavors like according to the seasons, which I think is really fun, cool, good different flavors. And number 1, I'm gonna go with Monster. I feel like it's an obvious pick, but
OG.
it's the OG.
And comparatively, it doesn't have as much caffeine.
No, it gives you enough to be caffeinated and get going, but not enough that your skin's crawling out. You're not crawling out of your skin.
What was the last one?
Monster.
All right.
And they have a lot
Which
of
is
good
your
different
favorite
flavors.
monster?
Pacific Punch.
That's a good one.
Actually, give us your top 3 monsters.
Pipeline, Mango, Pacific.
Yeah.
Good ones.
I like Pipeline.
Pipeline's
Pipeline's
good.
good. I don't like mango.
The pulp gets me sometimes.
The new blue one is fire.
I have to try the Viking Berry.
I like the
That
lime
Viking berry is really good. I had one today.
one. Yes.
Yeah, a guy at work had a Viking berry. I'll have to try that.
Narv
too.
was just like, took it from him.
Nah, man, I'm on a Red Bull kick.
I haven't had an energy drink
Honorable mention here, Alani.
in a long time.
They,
Yeah.
I just think their flavors are too weird.
They're really
Like, what is
sweet.
Starburst Blast or whatever? Like, I don't understand it.
They had that Christmas one too. It tasted like coconut and peppermint, and it was disgusting.
I tasted like holly trees.
It was disgusting. No, it probably would have tasted good if it tasted like a holly
They
tree.
should have made it taste like a Christmas tree.
I would actually drink that.
Somehow
then.
get some pine flavor in there.
Yeah, I just think they have too many abstract flavors that don't make sense.
I didn't know what is it? Death Wish has coffee, energy drink coffee-ish type stuff now.
Death Wish.
I have to try
Interesting.
some. It's at Walmart. It's like the Black Rifle. It
What's
looks
the
like.
other one?
Black Rifle's
Celsius?
good.
I'd go for a Death
Dude, the
Wish.
Black
Celsius
Rifle
is kind of
I don't really drink a lot of Celsius.
Celsius gives you no kick at all.
I like the cherry lime though. I think that one's good. I think that's the best one.
You showed Eric Celsius one day, and he hasn't stopped drinking.
Yeah, he always gets the peach one.
Yeah.
I used to drink the peach one.
I hated the peach one, but if it was the only one there, then I would drink it.
Can I get a sip of your water?
Peach vibe.
Yeah, I don't care.
Sweet.
All right, let's head back to the pyramids. Narp
Well, kind of pyramids.
ish. It's
Yeah.
in the discussion because I think it has to deal with it.
All right, so the Ice Age. When? How? Why? Where?
Tito, go ahead.
Before
Go-
the
yeah,
flood,
go
after
ahead.
the
No,
flood?
no.
You are
ahead.
eager.
He is
Yeah,
very
ready to
eager.
go.
I do want to know.
Bro's jumping through the
Yeah.
mic.
So the Ice Age, what you got for me, Tito? Because I'm thinking it had to be before the flood, and I think it kind of tied into the flood with all the melting and that happened, and just kind of added to the water.
I have to gather my thoughts real quick.
All right, Kale, what do you think about the Ice Age?
The flood was here, everything froze, and that's the Ice Age.
I think that's exactly right.
Wait, say that again?
The flood
Oh.
came here, everything froze, and that's the Ice Age.
But why did it freeze?
Because the canopy was lifted
Yes.
and the temperatures came down.
Bruh. Did you make that? Did you come up with that, or did you get that from somewhere?
I literally just thought of that right
this,
here.
This is a handshake.
I literally just thought that right
That's
here.
That makes so much
That
sense.
actually is a really good thought.
So the Ice Age is
Because it's the
immediately
firmament.
after the flood.
The firmament is gone and let loose because of the rain, and that brings space down.
The firmament still exists.
Yeah, but like it became
yes,
less.
another episode.
So the woolly mammoth was able to live in that cold climate, and then once everything went back to warm, it died.
It was on the ark.
Yeah. So no, that's not why it died. It just eventually went extinct. Because if the woolly mammoth could live in Earth's warm temperatures before the flood, it could live in the cold after, and then the warm when it got warm again.
You also got to think, like, what are they eating back then? Where are they getting their clothes from?
You also have to think about elephants are related to the woolly mammoth, and they only brought one type, and then they just branched off from there.
Was it y'all that I was talking to where we kind of decided that evolution is a thing, but not in how people view it?
Evolution is a thing, but it doesn't change species from species. It changes species inside of species.
So the woolly mammoth could just be an elephant.
It is a version
Yeah, it is
of the
an elephant.
Yeah, they're trying to bring it back.
It's an
currently.
elephant
so the woolly
evolved to
yeah, so the
have
woolly
hair.
mammoth just I don't know.
Right, because natural selection is literally just survival of whatever
Survival of the
species can
fittest.
survive in that
Mhm.
climate. That's literally all it is.
So going back to the Ice Age, have you guys ever did you ever hear about the Boneyard guy in Alaska? He was on Joe Rogan. This dude, he's a gold miner in Alaska, and he like goes through the ice and all that. Out in his literally in his backyard, he was digging for gold or mining for gold, and he just started finding bones and bones and bones and bones. And he said they're like, it's like out back, there's like a hill, and you can see all the different layers of dirt and all that through the ice and snow. And he's right by what would have been the Bering Strait. So the idea is, what he thinks is something, he goes back to the Graham Hancock theory, where, what's that called, where the comet hit and all that.
There was like the comet hit Earth and caused an apocalyptic situation.
Yeah,
The ancient apocalypse.
that's not what it is, but yes. But it shows that like all these animals died very quickly and got covered over. So I'm thinking flood. But they found like saber-toothed tiger bones, woolly mammoth bones, a whole bunch of stuff that's out in this guy's backyard over in Alaska.
All right, so with the Ice Age, it has to be during the flood. Like, it has to be something flood era, because the Ice Age is water, literally water, right?
Just covering the Earth.
So, and God promised never to destroy the earth by water again. So what we're talking here is that the Ice Age had to be part of the flood.
Yeah.
Right, it only makes sense.
And I absolutely believe there was a Ice Age. And what Kale said, honestly, makes so much sense that I'm willing to actually include that into my thoughts on it.
I'm gonna have to go read the biblical account after the flood just to see if it says anything.
The flood, it doesn't say anything in the flood about it.
No, it's like after the...
It didn't say anything
It
about it
says
freezing
the
over or
waters-
staying. It said the water stayed on the
It
earth.
says the waters abated till you could get to the ground, but that could mean it still freezes after it gets to the ground.
Yeah.
I think it said the waters were 20 feet or 20 meters or some 20 yards higher than the tallest mountain.
After they
rain
they
stopped.
sat down, like in the ark when they ran aground, how long were they in the ark for?
A week.
They rested on a mountain too. So.
I think they were it was either a week or a month or something like that. I forget exactly. But how else could the water stay on the earth up that high from the end of the 40th day all the way till the end of the flood, which was 400 days or something like that. I forget. Without it being frozen.
I like this theory.
How could the water stay?
I think this is it.
How could it stay on the Earth without it being frozen? How could it stay up that high?
North and South Pole hold some of it still.
And the people who claim it was just a localized flood, that's nuts. Like, I don't know how you can, especially Christians who read the Bible.
So, the flood, would that be how the oceans were created then?
Yes.
Well, yeah, because if the Earth was all one,
And that's
if
what
land was one,
and that's what
then-
we were saying earlier, is that we needed God would create an earth for space for everyone and to remain perfect. So there would need to be all that room to have billions of people.
Right, and then when there was only Noah's family,
Well, you don't need all of that.
And people are dying.
Well, then that would make sense.
And with the dome, the firmament, the entire planet was probably warm.
Yeah. So going back, thinking back to like the oceans and everything, if everything was one and they split apart, that could be some explanation of like the Mariana Trench and stuff like that.
Oh, definitely. And that's where the fountains of the deep came from.
Yeah.
So you had the firmament breaking apart, and you had the water that was underneath the landmass coming up to the surface.
What if there's still water under there and it's not magma core like they say it is?
I can see that. It's just really hot water that can't evaporate because it's literally trapped in the earth.
Yeah, I don't think they're telling us the truth about the center of the earth.
So, real quick, or maybe not real quick, but one more thought about the Sphinx.
I'm thinking about that too.
Why a lion? Why did they go with a lion? Like, what's the connotation?
It's the
If they say it's a
constellation. The what's it
Leo.
called? It's during the Leo
So
phase.
it all goes back to
It all goes back to the stars.
yeah.
Yeah, it's lined up with the constellation Leo or whatever the constellation is.
They probably built it during Leo.
Or it was made by the Assyrians or whoever they are because they were, or the Babylonians, because they were all about lions too in their culture.
But that wouldn't explain it being lined up with the constellation, would it?
I don't know. It was just a theory.
If the pyramids are pre-flood and the Sphinx, how does it survive the flood?
Yeah, but was the Sphinx pre-flood?
Yeah, but we said
It would have to
earlier
be.
We thought that stuff was pre-flood, but how does it survive the flood? Like how?
Well, are we going off the assumption that the flood was to destroy everything that was on Earth? Or just to kill man?
Even if it isn't, how does those type of buildings just withstand so much pressure from the water? Like
How does a boat withstand pressure from water?
My
when it gets sunk?
my assumption was it was just to take out man, to kill man. Because I don't think it was a complete restart. Maybe it was.
Humanity was
Man
just a
had
restart.
time to build buildings to get it. Nah, because they didn't believe Noah, so that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that was my thought. If they built the pyramid and then
As a way to escape it.
yes,
But
to climb
That's-
it,
That
they
would
didn't believe Noah.
Right.
That's the problem.
which is
here.
what's stumping me.
they were building the Tower of Babel to avoid getting flooded again.
Right.
So what if the pyramids were just the beginning of the Tower of Babel?
Well, that's what I was thinking too. But
So they were the
I-
feet of the Tower of Babel.
They were going to provide all the power for it.
Dude, my mind is just blown. Like,
It's not that deep, right?
I mean, it is. It is.
Do you guys know how, like,
And that's why God saw it as a threat. Not a threat, but a problem.
Yeah, something he didn't want
Yeah,
humans to do.
because if there were giants down there and fallen angels, he was well aware of what they could do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he could had to get rid of it because he knew what they were gonna do.
So you know how there's like some truth in the stars, not like astrology. No, not astrology. What is the
Astronomy.
astrology?
It's astronomy.
Astronomy is the study. Astrology is the.
My life
White
is this
girl
way
thing.
because
Yeah.
stars are going
So
this way.
there is a certain not astrology itself where the stars tell you daily like what you're, but like astrology to the point where we're in like the age of Aquarius or whatever, or we're passing into the age of Aquarius. Going back to the Sphinx, was there ever an age of Leo or whatever?
I think they said that's when it was built. During
That would
age.
make sense as to why they, because during all
And
the,
that's where Graham Hancock got his age date from, was going back to that era.
yeah, so that would be
Because
why
you can
the
tell
Sphinx-
from the stars time.
Right, so that would be why the Sphinx would be a lion. Is I was trying to connect all that. I just wanted to make sure that I was correct.
The astrology stuff, most like it's nonsense, but heavenly bodies do affect Earth because we see like the moon causes tides.
Right.
So there is something to it. It's just not the way they.
No, I think there's a lot to it that it's just been watered down and for the most part. I think that any time there's been something that's good and knowledgeable and it's been taken and turned into what astrology is now, I think that it is very knowledgeable and it's something that humans could use to their benefit, but the people that see that and turn
People
it
be people.
into something that's terrible, so that it can't be used. Because now, like most of the modern day Christians look at astrology and go, "No, it's just
Right, they pass it off as just stupidity, but
Yeah.
in reality, it has actually potential
And it's
to
this-
be something useful.
It's the
Right.
same thing as an older Earth. Because they're like, oh, anything above 6,000, that's not right.
There's a lot of Christians in the world who do not have an open mind when it comes to fitting in the Earth's history into the Bible.
And it's so stupid because the Earth's history like especially the older history going back to biblical times. It's all
Dude, that is
it's
really,
all necessary.
that is really grainy.
We
It's crazy.
there
Who said that there used to be like a golden triangle on top? You can see where there would, because now it's just a flat top there. There
Yeah.
should
There's
be
a capstone.
there should be a capstone, but it looks like it's missing.
I mean, there are pyramids everywhere around the world.
Yeah, there's a pyramid in Bucks County. 3 of them.
It's
Well-
funny because Kavre's pyramid has the capstone.
Apparently, there's a ton of pyramids over in China, but they like planted trees and stuff on them just to look like mountains.
So, yes, that is very true. So, what is the significance of a pyramid? Why is everything a pyramid?
I guess there's like some structural soundness to it that.
Well, it is the most stable structure. Triangles are the most stable.
Because it's 4 points leading to 1. Or 3. In some instances.
So all building structures are based off of triangles. Triangle is the most sturdy shape.
All right, let's stick a fork in this.
Look how close they all are. And every
They are really close.
every point lines up perfectly. It's perfect.
Yep.
They say the
That's
Great
crazy.
Pyramid is
That's crazy.
the
That
exact proportions of the Earth too.
there's crazy. It's just crazy
It's
that there's 3 of them.
Allegedly, like in the exact middle of Earth, too.
Exact proportions, meaning
Like right on the.
Oh, let's
Right
go
on
to the
the
golf
equator?
course.
that's right.
Oh, there's a golf course beside the pyramids. Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Let's go golfing and golf at the
Mulberry Pyramids Golf Course.
How close are they? How close is that to the Nile?
Good question.
It's a pretty decent haul.
Right there.
Is that the Nile?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Nile River.
What are we looking at? 50 miles?
I'm looking at green.
Yeah.
So you got to think that if they got the stones there on a boat,
And they say
let's say theoretically they got them there on a
They
boat.
probably diverted the Nile to get the.
Well, that's also
water
a good
there.
point because it could have flowed different
before
than
the
what
flood.
it is. Yeah.
So about 8 miles.
20 minutes with a car. I mean, if they have cars,
So as the crow flies, it's probably about 7 miles. Because you don't have.
How deep is the Nile?
Nile runs pretty deep.
Because if you got 2.5 ton stones, that's got to be a hefty boat.
Well, if you
All right.
think about the modern cruise ships, I don't know how heavy they are, but
The Nile River has an average depth of 26 to 36 feet. So,
But-
yeah.
we have said about it being completely different than what it.
Yeah, if
It has to be.
since we're going pre-flood, it would have been different.
yeah, maybe let's do some research and revisit this topic at another episode. See if we come up with something new.
How many pounds is a ton?
2,000.
2,500.
It's just
something.
2,000.
Is it flat 2,000?
Yeah.
I'm thinking feet.
So
per
if
mile.
Yeah, I get them. mixed up, too.
2.5,
I'm comparing these to like a shipping container. A 20-foot shipping container is just over. It's like 2.1 tons, or 2.5.
So they built the pyramid out of shipping
It's
containers.
actually 2.5 tons.
Yeah, but
So
they-
a bunch of white
wow.
rednecks were out there building a pyramid out of shipping containers.
are the blocks more dense?
And then they
Or is it-
shellacked it and made it look.
They're
like-
smaller.
I mean,
I
yeah,
don't know why I
They would
decided
be
shipping
Way more
containers,
dense because they're smaller
yeah.
bricks.
but, like, if they're not carrying these stones over there one at a time on boats. So think about how big the boats have to be to take a load of shipping containers across the ocean.
Yeah. That's
Can the Nile support a boat like that?
if they even use boats. I mean,
Yeah.
we're way into this now.
I wonder what's all like if there's like artifacts and whatnot underneath the whole town, city.
It's a shame that they built it up before anyone thought about doing anything, but
Well, isn't Egypt one of those countries where they just build on top of everything? Like they just
Just like
build
well,
on-
I mean, it is all covered in sand, so they probably did just build right on top.
yeah. So you could probably just like dig below and figure things out.
All right, boys.
All right,
We've
let's stick
gone
a
far.
fork in this. We are down.
He likes that saying.
Yeah, he
a
does
good
like
saying.
that sting. I don't like
Chalk it up, boys.
It sounds horrible. It sounds like
Boys, put the pine tar on the bat.
Yeah, it's time to chalk this thing.
All right, Mark, give us info and cue the music.
Everybody, please let us know if you like the new format. Help us try and keep bettering
improving.
ourselves. Yes,
I like it, so we're keeping it this way.
I think this is
I
our
do.
longest podcast. So
I do
far.
enjoy it.
Easily.
We're on Rumble, YouTube, iHeartRadio. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, obviously. And we're just going to keep growing. We're going to be on TikTok very soon. And we just want to keep bringing you guys the best content that we can and just keep growing and improving ourselves. Please give us any comments, any questions, anything you'd like us to talk about. And just we appreciate everybody that has listened.
Definitely comment topics for us to go over.
Yeah, for real. If you want more breakdowns like this, comment it. We'll take it into consideration for sure.
I will gladly do it.
Definitely not next time.
Wow.
Oops.
Wow. All right. Not
Try again.
not next episode because we're not going to see your comments in time. But the 2 episodes from now, maybe we'll choose one of y'all's topics. So comment.
I don't have anything to say.
Okay. See you.
Mark, play that music.
Pine tar your bats so the bat doesn't fall out of your hands while mid-swing.
Shakes takes.
That goes into that kind of thing.
It does. It does.
And always spit in your gloves so you
What
don't
should we
drop
talk
the ball.
about next week?
Dude, spit in your gloves. Make sure the pine tar's on there so thick that when you go to drop the bat,
The Ark of the
you literally
Covenant?
can't drop.
That is another hot button topic right now.
All right.
Yes.
Come again next week for the Ark of the Covenant.
Go Bills.
Hey, now you know. Yeah, go Phillies.
Go Birds.
No, past that.
Go Birds.
No, bird season's over. No more Eagles chance at Phillies games.